Hey Clashers, this Tunnel 18 base from me had some of the most insane defenses I have ever seen. This is why I want to explain to you why I built the base I did, what clan cards to run, and the obvious thing, the base link down below the description of the video. But you might think now, iTzu, you have a max base, obviously every base is going to defend for you because Tunnel 18 can be really challenging. Well, not really. Let me show you this. So obviously others are using the base as well on my subs, or for example Dower, and he is running this base on 5,300 trophies, which isn't the highest, but he has received minus 139 in 8. Now you would say, maybe he is max as well, who knows? Well, let's check out actually the screenshot he has shared, and this is his upgrade from the village. Like, this is what he's running. That's not really maxed, right? Minus 139 in 8 on 5,300 trophies. That's not too shabby, right? But obviously some of my subs are really high up in legends. So for example, reset 3,150 is minus 160 in 8 with a 0-star as well, and that was a proper attack. We have as well the reset with the rank 966 with minus 212 in 8. We have, if we go down, this is base 11, we have base 8.4 again here, minus 143 in 6 as well. Defended versus Gaku on 76%, and this is reset number 180 in the world global. So, all what I'm trying to say here, this base has been defending like crazy. So what is the secret? What makes this base so good? First off, I'm right now a huge fan of Rage Invis core bases. The reason is, oh my, they're so annoying to attack. I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but it's already a struggle to get that Town Hall with not being a defense anymore. But now having a Rage Invis to power up everything around it makes it even more annoying. As well, on top of that, we're going to use the Fire Spitters, both pointing into the core, not from opposite sides, but more from like two flanks, to give the attacker more like the feeling that they have to do a Royal Champion charge somewhere from this top side. The reason is, if you enter somewhere around this side, like from this, like any of those defenses which you can target from the outside, if you do that, let's imagine you're taking down this part of the base, you can then enter and just go around the back of the other Fire Spitter. You can flip this as well the other way around, but this makes the pathing really obvious. And at the same time, people try to avoid Fire Spitters. That's just how it works, right? Well, the issue now is, if we take a look at the traps, well, that is exactly what is predicted here. If you're going in from the Wizard Tower, you won't have a lot of fun. No fun whatsoever. And sometimes people are not taking care of the bomb tower, and this means like the Royal Champions gets even lured to the outside, creating an even worse funnel. On the left side, I have a trap, for me, called like all in, one-shot the Royal Champion. Because if someone's entering from over here, they're getting dragged through out of those spring traps because of those Tesla, then into those traps, and if you do not recall before the Giga Bomb hits you, you are not going to have a Royal Champion anymore. Which means this can be tricky. And a lot of people are saying, hey, if the Giga Bomb is over there, there should be no other traps, because this is always like a little mind game. But I just fully committed to just one shot whichever Royal Champion is entering into this compartment. On top of that as well, we have then storages around the bottom side. Those storages are really, really important for the Meteor Golem attacks. We're going to watch in just a couple of seconds two of the most common strategies approaching this base, which is like dragons with the mass totems, because I've seen plenty of creators and other people saying that this is such a strong strategy. And we're seeing as well the Meteor Golems, which right now are getting played a lot in higher ranks and are slowly but surely replacing the Root Riders up there. So, still, one more thing. We have as well the Bomb Hive covering this bottom side, which makes it as well a bit awkward to really Royal Champion charge in here, because if you want to enter in here, you need to have a weird angle, but then the Royal Champion most likely goes for the Arch Tower and such. So it is overall not the easiest to enter in here, and then again, the value isn't the craziest, so why should you enter here with still having the Bomb Hive? So it's like a really low reward. So everything is coming down to a Royal Champion charge around this area. This is what it's all about, because this is where the value then really lies. And that's always the baited thing. Then as well, we have always the Black Mines around this bottom side, because this is where always those healers have to go through. And with that being said, let's take a look at a couple of Worlds player, actually, how they attack this base. And we're kicking things off with the Meteor Golems. So on this one, he is playing a Roy Champion charge. I think it's better to start with a Fireball with this strategy, because the Meteor Golems need a clear cut and clear pathing. But with the Roy Champion charge, there's always the possibility of leaving storages behind, which is then not the perfect pathing. This is not relevant for Root Riders, for example, because they're only going from defense to defense. But, well, that's kind of the issue then. But for this attack, we have those Tesla now luring his Royal Champion into all of those traps. And at this point, he is already running so low on hit points that he has to recall the Royal Champion as she is about to hit that Giga Bomb. He's doing it still smart. I mean, those are all really, really good players. So recalling her as she is triggering the Giga Bomb, which at this point is kind of classic, but still. The pathing now which he provided is not really that great. The cut is not that deep. And that is really the big issue here, that, well, the storage is kind of connecting everything from this entry to the core. Again, with Root Riders, that would be no issue. With Root Riders, you could push into the air defense and everything, overgrowth the core, for example, and then, like, come back later. But with Root Riders, with the Meteor Golems, that's not really possible. And this is why those storages are just really, really crucial against Meteor Golems. This is why he has to use the overgrowth right here to make sure that his golems are staying together and staying grouped, because if they're splitting up, this is again where then the problems start for you as the attacker. Right now, Queen going around the outside, King as well helping over there. We have now the golems, but as well, they're now pushing further into the middle. This is now where the overgrowth runs out, and this is now when we have the rage popping off. With the Revenge Tower together, this thing is just so scary. It deals so much damage, even with like the slowdown, everything, even with tanking. It just melts even through the totem spell really quickly. With that being said now, we have from this top side the Expo, the Fire Spitter. We have somehow even the multi-gear cannon. We have the Monolith. All of those things are non-stop firing at those defenses. At the same time as well, we had the the Guardian tanking. And at this point, the Royal Champion is ignoring the Town Hall, and this is a nice one-star defense. So yes, Rage Tower with Invis core bases are super toxic to attack. Especially, even if someone's getting a Fireball in there, the value is solid, but it's not the classic crazy Fireball where you can as well get the Clan Castle, for example. So this is where this base then is getting so frustrating to attack, and why it has been doing so phenomenal. But now we have seen Meteor Golems. I have plenty of Root Rider attacks, but just Root Riders, they won't have fun versus this base anyways. But let's take a look at another strategy which has popped up quite a bit. A lot of creators have covered it, in my opinion, and this is why I have not covered this. It's just falling off so much. And I'm talking about dragons with mass totems. And we see one of the best players in the game to execute this attack, which is Kazuma. And he's playing the mass dragons. He's even adding an overgrowth to have more control. As well, the pathing is then better for the dragons. But otherwise, what you're trying with this attack strategy, you're trying to go for a flame flinger value, if possible, at the corner, which is on this base kind of tricky. We have pretty much every, like on the bottom side, there's not really that much value. We have as well the expos behind. Then at the left side, expo right behind. We have again at the top side, that's where he's trying to, I think, snipe some with the towers to then snipe the mortar. But hey, we have those Tesla over there. So as well, there's no really nice flame flinger value, which makes it then really tricky to really successfully use this. So he's right now thinking, you can clearly see, his plan was to snipe the mortar, so he could use the flame flinger. Right now sniping the core, so the Invis Tower is triggering, having as well the Queen on the top side now. But now the next problem is, he has to get the attack started. The reason now why I'm kind of like down talking this strategy, and as well, this is, and I want to highlight this is why I think Kazuma failed, because with like everything, like with every better strategy, he would have just probably smashed me because he's just such an insane player. But the problem with this strategy really is, it is like a number check from the base. You have so many hit points, which are dragons, you can spawn the totems, and in a regular game mode without any modifiers, you would smash every single base. It doesn't matter if it's max or not, but this strategy is completely busted. It's kind of like this mass Super Yeti with a mass revive spell we had. But with modifiers, those HP are just not enough anymore. And this is the same thing now on why I did not really highlight this strategy in any of the videos. It is super easy. If you're not in Legends, use this strategy. It is ridiculous. It is crazy because the totems are adding so many hit points to your army that the defenses can just not handle it. It's just it's just a number thing. There is not enough damage to deal so much damage to take down the hit points, so you're just going to 3-star. But in Legends, with the Legend modifier, in combination with the well-upgraded or even maxed base like right here, the number game is not in favor of the strategy anymore. This is why I have not covered this. This is why I have not called it broken. This is why I think it's just not that insane of a strategy. But if you're wondering, this base is defending it anyways. Just so we're clear here. With that being said, we are getting closer to 60% 2-star. But that's it. Another great defense for the base. So give it a try on your own. Usually, I would always say, hey, YouTube bases, it's with a certain risk. Because when a lot of people are running a base, it might not defend as great anymore. Well, I have used this base as a Town Hall 17. Then I adjusted it for Town Hall 18. And since 2 weeks, I'm pretty much running it with my base subscription together. And it's still defending. As I showed you earlier, the screenshot of like the minus 139 in 8 from Dawe, that was just yesterday. So, yeah, 2 weeks are gone. Probably plenty of people have copied it, maybe not with the perfect traps, but still have copied it, and it's still working. So this base should do great for you. As I said earlier, the link for this is going to be down in the description of the video. The recommended clan caster here is 2 ice golems, 1 furnace, and then 7 archers. Or if you want to go more versus wooden charges, then it's 1 archer and the 1 headhunter instead of the 7 archers. Otherwise, give it a try, or at least copy it so you can practice it, because trust me, this base is already spreading more and more because it just feels like so crazy. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.